gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Now to a crime alert in Goldsboro, where ShotSpotter alerted police to a shooting around 3:30 this morning. Adreanna Lewis died at the scene on Howell Avenue. Police.
Woo! So you have a woman by the name of Adreanna Lewis who was shot in Goldsboro, North Carolina. It's popping off out there in North Carolina. I've done several stories in North Carolina within the past couple of weeks, and it's getting very bloody in the black community as it pertains to the Carolinas. I don't expect to see much change, but this is a black woman who was killed, and you don't have BLM in the streets marching. You don't have protect black women, black girl magic. You have none of these movements, these 501c3s, these programs reaching out to the families, reaching out to the victims of these shootings in the black community. So this is why it's hard to take our cries of injustice seriously, because we aren't even doing a good job of making sure that the crimes in our communities are covered, are solved, are focused on and really exposed for what they really are, which is just brutality, black on black crime, and just an outward expression of self-hate. You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, you hate yourself, BGZM, you hate yourself, Gen Quavius, you hate yourself, Black Gen Z. No, on the contrary, I would like to see us stop killing each other for a change.
Now to a crime alert in Goldsboro, where ShotSpotter alerted police to a shooting around 3:30 this morning. Adreanna Lewis died at the scene on Howell Avenue. Police haven't said if there is a suspect.
Start this at 6:30, half hour with some breaking news. An Eastern Carolina Police Department says they are investigating a shooting that left one woman dead this morning. The Goldsboro Police Department says just after 2:30 a.m., officers responded to a ShotSpotter alert in the 300 block of Hollowell Avenue. And once on scene, officers say they found Adreanna Lewis, who's from Goldsboro, suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Goldsboro police say emergency medical personnel were called to the scene and pronounced Lewis dead.
Woo! And most likely this was done by a black man, potentially a black female. But immediately after the crime, there is an invisible veil of secrecy, an invisible veil of dishonesty, because that's what it really comes down to when we talk about the lack of cooperation with police, with authorities, with the people who inevitably end up solving these crimes. We know that street justice does not work and is not an adequate remedy for the crimes committed against the black community, because that's what we have been practicing for years, and all it contributes to is, you know, the crash out culture, the complete disregard for human life, the op culture. It doesn't end in anything beneficial or productive. So we can't do the policing. We have to assist the policing, but we can't do it because at this point in time in America, I don't think the community as a whole has the moral authority to do it. I don't think we have the moral compass to do it. I think we have been corrupted internally. And although there may be a few trickled in who are willing to stand up against this debauchery and this depravity, there are all too many who are willing to defend it and willing to say, stay out of street business. You ain't no street and you ain't been through the streets, so you can't talk on it. I'm actually speaking on a black woman who was shot and killed. That's all I care about right now. Somebody who could be your mother, somebody who could be your aunties. Ain't your mama black? That's what they say to me. Your mama black? Yeah, she is. And I would hate for her to have been shot and killed in this manner.
Avenue. And once on scene, officers say they found Adreanna Lewis, who's from Goldsboro, suffering from an apparent gunshot wound. Goldsboro police say emergency medical personnel were called to the scene and pronounced Lewis dead. Goldsboro Police Criminal Investigations Division and Crime Scene Unit are involved. This is an active investigation, and anyone with information on the shooting is asked to contact the Goldsboro Police Department's Criminal Investigations Division or Crime Stoppers.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Also new at noon, Goldsboro police are investigating after they say they found a woman dead with a gunshot wound early this morning. Officers responded to a ShotSpotter alert just after 2:30 this morning in the 300 block of Hollowell Avenue. The victim has been identified as Adreanna Lewis of Goldsboro, who died there at the scene. And this is still an active investigation. If you have any information related to the incident, you can contact Goldsboro Police.
We're following breaking news out of Wayne County. A woman is dead after a shooting in Goldsboro. It happened on Hollowell Avenue just after 2:30 this morning. And WREL's Nick Perlin is in the WREL breaking news tracker at that scene. Nick, police have been there hours investigating.
Michelle, that's right. And a lot of people are gathered here to watch as police continue to investigate, like you said, a shooting that left one woman dead. I'm going to get behind the camera because I want to show you part of this crime scene. And as I zoom in here on this gray car.
Oh, yeah, this is definitely the hood, too. Woo! What I'm going to hypothesize and say, this is what I'm thinking happened, and this is all alleged. But I would say there was a fight that broke out in the hood, most likely between these black women. Eventually, the Pookies and Ray Ray showed up, one on one woman's side, the other on the other. And then they got to popping off shots, and she got caught in the crossfire. Or she got to fighting with another black woman, and that black woman pulled the strap on her. Or a domestic situation. Or the same situation where it was a fight that broke out, but it was between the men, and then she was caught as a bystander. I wouldn't say necessarily innocent because she's sitting here watching a fight in the hood, which we all know how that ends. But, you know. Those are just my hypothesis. Now, I don't know what actually happened. We don't have all the information yet. But that is what I am guessing. There are a few different scenarios that it could have went on here. But this is definitely the hood. I see this type of stuff happen all the time. And in the community, it's just business as usual, which is a shame. What's even more of a shame is that this story isn't going to get any coverage at all. Okay? It's not going to get any coverage at all. It's going to be suppressed. There's not going to be many news outlets, especially mainstream national news outlets covering it. This is a local story, and in their mind, it only should matter to the locals. But in my mind, this is another instance, another murder that pads the stats of black on black crime, and it matters to me. It matters to us over here on this channel because these super gremlins are on demon time.
As well, you can see a lot of people in that front yard of the home. I showed you that they were investigating there earlier, but as I continue to zoom in here, there's a bullet hole in the back windshield of this gray car right here. And so you can see a lot of police and firefighters are investigating here, trying to figure out what exactly led to this shooting. I'm going to zoom back out just so you can see the rest of the scene. But we've been here for about an hour, and this has been, we've seen a lot of people gathered as they try try to watch police figure out what happened. Again, one woman is sadly dead, but we're still trying to figure out if Goldsboro police know who fired that gun early this morning. Once we get more information, we'll be sure to update you. Live in Goldsboro, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
And more breaking news this morning. Police in Durham are investigating a stabbing at a home on North Alston Avenue. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker. Officers responded to this scene near Holloway Street just after 2 o'clock this morning. Police say a woman was stabbed in the head and she has serious injuries. They do not have any information on a suspect at this time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Anywhere.
So it is what it is.